Welcome to another episode of Dox'n Reality. Ooh, sorry. And I'm your host, Mr. Paradox. I'm not even gonna waste time on the intro. We're just gonna go right here and you can see what I see. Wisconsin pharmacist arrested and faces felony charges after ruining 500 doses of COVID 19 vaccine on purpose. What would drive a man to risk all this to fuck up 500 doses of COVID 19 vaccine? What is that saying? People are willing to go to jail for this shit. And why is he? Well, I guess felony, destruction of private property. I guess you could say that. But if it's private property, then who owns the fucking property then? Hmm. The Grafton Hospital employee who admitted to deliberately removing 57 vials of Moderna's coronavirus vaccine from cold storage and was fired over it has now been arrested on 3 felony charges. The hospital employee was arrested on Thursday on recommended charges of first degree of recklessly endangering safety. Um. Okay. How is it endangering safety? You already have the release that people, more than half the people don't want to take the fucking vaccine, so you're not really losing much there. Um, adulterating a prescription drug, not like he was selling it, and criminal damage to property. I guess I can see that. All felonies. He is currently being held in in the county jail. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that, but his name has not yet been released to the public. When they don't release names to the public, I find the story very suspicious. Probably a government agent, or who's to say that they don't just make this shit up as they go. Like if you ever watched the show The Wire, in the fifth season, um, one of the guy that there was a newspaper journalist or reporter. He ended up getting a Pulitzer Prize doing shit like this, but the supervisor was at his throat because he was making up fake stories with quotes that were too perfect. Situations that were too perfect and just improbable all around. Meanwhile, the actual people who were actually doing, no shit, real journalism, they just got walked over, fired, and just sent somewhere else. So just think about that when you see this. They won't release his name. Perfect quote, huh? Yeah, an arrest has been made in connection with the. Okay, yeah. Aurora Health, which runs the hospital where the incident occurred, revealed earlier in the day that the pharmacist in question had been fired. No shit. And an initial investigation suggested that he had inadvertently left a vial, each containing 10 doses of the vaccine, out of the refrigerators needed to maintain their integrity overnight. The vial spoiled and had to be discarded. Why not just destroyed, tossed, burned, use language like that, discarded. That just means that they're just gonna put it back in the refrigerator and just use it on somebody else. The pharmacist subsequently admitted in writing that he did so deliberately. Aurora Health said, prompting the company to fire him and alert the authorities, including the FBI. His motives have not been revealed. What? The pharmacist admitted that he did so, prompting the company to fire him and alert the authority. Why would the FBI need to be involved in this if it's just destroying vaccines? Hmm. Both vaccines currently approved for use against the coronavirus. Yeah, currently approved for use. But then again, the FDA has been known to let a whole bunch of shit slide by that should not be sliding by, like a certain amount of rat feces and cockroach parts in peanut butter and in your food. Why the fuck is there a standard for how much to allow? Why the fuck isn't it 0%? Let's see. Both vaccines currently approved for use to be kept in cold storage before being administered. The Moderna jabs arrive frozen at between -25 and -15 C. Huh. And must be stored in refrigerators between 2 Celsius and 8 Celsius. according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The Moderna vaccine was approved for emergency use on December 18th, a week after the Pfizer jab also received emergency authorization. So you receive emergency authorization to test this shit on people, not knowing what the long-term effects is. Both vaccines were developed and approved in under a year. The process normally takes much longer, but was expedited by the Trump administration's program dubbed Operation Warp Speed. Okay, so if y'all could do this for the damn coronavirus, a fake made up virus, why the fuck couldn't y'all do this for every other virus in history? I'm like, because supposedly, a virus, developed around the world and all this other good shit, and y'all just happen to find a virus like that. But polio, uh, common cold, the flu, scarlet fever, whooping cough, Ebola, Zika virus, and all this other good shit. AIDS, cancer. Y'all still ain't got cures for that shit. Yeah, y'all been working on that shit for like what the last 40, 50 years? Autism. I'm just saying, you found a cure for this virus that came out of nowhere in less than a year, but the rest of that shit been out since the 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and all this other good shit. And you ain't found nothing for that yet. Okay, sounds legit. As demand for the vaccines outstrips supply in some parts of the U.S., democratic cities where, yeah, democratic cities for the most part, um, politicized claims made about their safety and after November have created additional problems for the health authorities. Demand for the what are they talking about as demand outstrips the supply? Who's demanding the vaccine? Like people I talk to, a lot of people say they're not getting that shit. They say fuck all that. No, not even if the shit took 5 years. It's like nah, I ain't getting that shit. Fuck no. Fuck I need a vaccine for. I'm doing fine all this whole time. Let's see. Another wrinkle in their distribution has been created by ideological proposals to make them equitable and to prioritize groups disproportionately impacted by the pandemic. When they say shit like that, they're talking about black folks in the ghetto or poor folks, niggas. Mm-hmm. And they try to use all this little dog whistle ass words in order to disguise who they're really talking about. Rather than frontline healthcare workers and seniors in nursing homes who are judged to be highest risk from the virus. Let's read that again. Another wrinkle: prioritize poor people rather than the frontline healthcare workers. So you care about the health of poor people so much that you want to give them the vaccine first before you give it to anybody else. What fucking sense does that make? So rich folks, who have all the money in the world and have the fear of losing it, they don't want to be first in lines to get it. Like, no, no, no. We got to make sure all the poor people get it first. They need to be safe. We care about them. Right, right, right. What the pharmacist did took away some people's choice to receive a vaccine. I wouldn't take it myself, but that's my decision. It's not gonna hurt me if somebody else decides to take it. Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't want to read, spoil videos by reading too many people's comments, but shit, leave your thoughts, comments, and leave a like or whatever below. Just engage with the video, please. Just let me know your thoughts on this, and I'll be back with more. Mr. Paradox over and out.